Welcome, folks. It's been a week. I think it's been a week. It was about a week ago, Friday last, when I got back. Today's an agenda day. We got a full build. I have a few local folks that wanted to do a full system build, so I'm going to help them through that. I'm trying to get the details of if they want to be on stream or if I just do it on stream, you know, the build, but it's going to be a 1660 Ti, probably 8-card rig. You can always tell how that bull run kind of starts, where you're getting a lot of just, you know, unfiltered questions, content from people that are, you know, sending me messages. I'll catch out on the street if somebody sees me, you know, people starting to get back into the space, starting to ask questions. Oh, that thing's still around, you know, what's now new compared to where things were at in 2017. 2017 versus now in the space. So from a part of where, like, how you can purchase, how you exchange, how the different crypto networks that have came online and are mineable or proof of stake, where things are at in that ecosystem. I think there needs to be a real good recap video for, hey, if you left in 2017, the beginning of 2018, and now you're coming back in 2019, what's happened? Kind of a recap episode. I encourage anybody in this space that's doing videos and content that we all take our approach at that. So I think this is kind of a shout to Voscoin, to Son of Tech, to iMine Blocks. Anybody that's making content out there, you should take from your lens, look at 2018 across those different dimensions, what changed in your world with that. And I think everybody would appreciate a video like that out there right now, just for a lot of the folks that have been out on, you know, away from the space for a little bit. Some of the questioning that I got this week from people like, hey man, it's been a while. Last time I tried to buy some, it was like a big pain in the ass. Couldn't buy anything without, you know, trying to make an account for something, and then they said it was denied, you know. And you think about the big, huge bull run back in between October to December of 2017, a lot of exchanges shut down. They wouldn't take in new customers, right? You had huge issues with Coinbase, with people trying to get accounts and their accounts getting locked out, and then they couldn't get a hold of people. The ecosystem in general has really transformed and changed since then to cater to the onboarding part. Additionally, in our local area, there's a Coinstar. So if you guys are actually in like if you go through a Walmart or a deli, we have delis around here that have these Coinstar machines where you take your change in the US and you can convert it over to, you know, a currency, and it just allows you to just get, you know, paper dollars or whatever with your currency. At least a few of the Coinstars in our area have switched over to where you can accept that as a Bitcoin transaction, and it actually will convert your fiat change over to Bitcoin up to $2,500. So you'll get this printed slip essentially, which is a full address plus a private key. So it will convert that over to Bitcoin. I wanted to do kind of like a vlog style episode where we're like kind of walking into the store and then I go through that operation cradle to grave with you guys, and essentially what I put into the change. On that video, the private key will be exposed, so whoever gets to watch that video first will get to consume that wallet. I think that'd be kind of a cool episode. We also have where I'm going to be doing a giveaway with a Ravencoin address with a private key. I tweeted it out yesterday. That's going to be this week. We're going to do it during the episodes. What I'm going to do is allow people to get added to that option. So it'll be over a couple episodes where you'll be able to enter yourself into that, and then we'll do a drawing towards the end of the week, and you'll be able to get that, what used to be $20 worth of Ravencoin, which now I think with the current prices is more around $85 to $89 worth of Ravencoin. It's about 1,243 Ravencoin. You guys will be able to take that address. Trying to ensure that we're encouraging the different ways that you can get cryptocurrency. That mining is really what this channel's always been focused on. However, there are now multiple ways, from custodial services to stuff like Robinhood, which just allow you to take a position in coin. You actually don't get that private addresses or anything like that, and nor you can exchange for any cryptocurrencies when you have stuff on Robinhood, but you can buy and sell back and forth on, you know, Robinhood. Yeah, well, but that's what's the market, right? Mr. Lau, is that there is always ignorance in anything. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be betting, sports betting, doing market stuff, and part of that, I guess, inexperience or just blind ignorance in it is kind of the unfortunate effect of being able to do those sort of things where some people get wrecked and then some people benefit from that wreckness. The ultimate difference is that there's a ton of information to learn on how not to do that out there, right? So it's not that people are just getting set up to get knocked down. It's just there's a majority of people that are just plain lazy and won't learn it, right? And learn the tricks and trades on how it works. And it's just at some point, maybe there's an inflection point where people are like, a methodology to where you can quickly download information, you know, matrix style or something. But until then, it takes time and effort to learn those activities and go through those iterations. You know, and you can snap a line to learn that information faster because some people will channel it to you directly, to where if you're like paying for a service or something, they're like, hey, don't worry about all this. Here's the main fact, you know, the 5 facts you need to know. Those help, but those are usually come at a cost. Those are the X2 cards, and then the 215 pluses. I did a live stream about 2 weeks ago, I think it is, where we had built this cradle to grave, went downloaded the software, went through all the trials and tribulations of that. I do have that video cut and snapped. It's just there's a few parts that I need to actually do some voiceovers on to make sure you guys, if you have these cards or if you've purchased these cards, on how to actually get it to work. Additionally, we did not cover setting up a wallet and for Tiberius, and then kind of what you want to if you want to do an auto convert to like BTC or LTC or Dash or any of that. But these are a pair. They're running right now in the background, and you can see it running right now. It's 181 mega hash. It could get up to about 190, but I need to put some external cooling on it. But essentially, this is 215 pluses running right now, and they're running on the Tribus. I think it's Tribus. Sorry. Tribus coin, and it's doing an auto convert right now for me to Dash. You can overclock these. There's a whole thing to them that we can go through on how the programming works and all that. That is going to be on the video that I'm going to have on YouTube. That's about 6 minutes in length, which will show you, you know, how everything works. The difference between these FPGAs of how they were sold and how they continue to be sold, I will get into the kind of, there's like an entire drama set up right now going on with these when it comes to the graphics card assist, which is how they were effectively sold, to where you'd have graphics cards in the machine and then you have USB connections on the back here that would plug into your risers. Those risers would plug into your GPU, and then you would have an assistance where the FPGA is doing a portion of the algorithm, the graphics cards are doing the other portion, and you would have this huge speed up in part of that process. So if it's the Keka process within proof of work of a particular algorithm, let's say if you're talking ETH or ETC, or this is the claims, not what it does now, you would have these as like a daughter card that would be an assistance. It's kind of like a co-processor. Right now, none of that, to my knowledge, works or functions. There's nowhere to download any of that, but they have had some bit streams made for them to mine some altcoins, which is what they're doing now, which I'm up converting to a different currency. The other two things we're going to cover is the ETC hard fork, what it means, what's going on with it. Part of the reason why ETC is getting some level of a lift, it's doing a hard fork with some updates. So it's large enough updates for the network to require a hard fork. A lot of folks, if you don't understand software development, especially on a very highly distributed software development, is some changes can be just soft forks, meaning you're just flagging for these updates to gain new features. It's like doing a software update on your phone, right? And you're just doing an update, doesn't need a reboot, not a lot of complexity to it, but it's just adding some maybe adjustments to existing code, updates, fixes for that. Hard forks, on the other hand, are usually including new things like opcodes, things that are like completely new features, did not exist at one point, give some new level of functionality to the code. So going through, I used to do kind of white paper walkthroughs or you know, EIP walkthroughs, BIP walkthroughs, which is Bitcoin Improvement Plan. EIPs, you know, Ethereum improvement plans. Ethereum Classic has the same kind of thing. Those are the proposals that kind of explain the difference in there. We're going to cover that in it would be a live video, but I need a prep for that one and kind of just go through and try to explain in plain English what those mean for the folks of that network. We'll be doing a video this week on that. Ravencoin update. I want to do a fresh update of the current Ravencoin known plans that they have, you know, as the community has planned out what the development path is, what's kind of coming next, messaging, the other asset updates, you know, how is the ecosystem looking from a mobile standpoint, you know, from an Android build, a iOS build, you know, how's that wallet look? How do you transfer assets? How do you create assets? That kind of thing, because some of that's changed since the last time we've covered it. Doing a full Ravencoin update, plus some of the key notes that I've been taking throughout the last 2 weeks of just seeing how the community is really reacting from the development community is really moving over to Ravencoin. Some new cool use cases. I have one that I'm going to give out to the world, kind of a use case that I've been thinking of, that really don't have time to go off and build, where it would have to go off and focus on it to be able to build it. But maybe I can just offer up a freebie for the community that I think would be a real strong one, using the core infrastructure in Ravencoin and the asset system as an option. So there's a freebie. So if you're a VC person and you have a development team and you guys are just lost, you'll want to tune in for that episode, because I'm going to give you a free one. So Ravencoin update, that'll be this week also. Finalize the ProgPoW testing. So I should have at least 2 more videos where I'm going to try to jam pack like 3 to 4 GPUs per video. So they might go a little long. It's about 3 hours probably to do that. But that'll close out the remaining stuff that I was going to show on Prog Proof of Work. So that allows me to get the Medium posts completed, and then kind of my analysis over the last 3 months on Prog Proof of Work when it comes to GPU, and then where things settle in that ecosystem. So we're talking the dual GPU setups, the 7970, which is a 6 gig card, the 390X2, the 295X2, you know, the older kind of GPUs, dual GPU stuff we still have to complete. And then I have some other stuff like the 550, RX 550, the 1050, the 1050 Ti. Those are some of the other cards I have not done on Prog Proof of Work that I want to finish up for you guys. And then we'll do a finalized video on that, which I think will then allow, that'll update the spreadsheet to the final. Again, if you guys have done your own Prog Proof of Work testing, send that content over to me and I will include it and give you credit for the inclusion on the spreadsheet. So I have tabs in the spreadsheet that's been shared, and I will include your effort that you've went through on there, and you go get some kind of, you know, notoriety and props for that, for your guys' stuff. So, and even if it's just like onesie twosies, you only have a couple cards, it doesn't hurt for you to, the multi-miner's available. I have it linked down on BitsBeTrippin.io. You can click that and then be able to show that. BitsBeTrippin.io, we'll be going through a facelift right now. I have that code downloaded and set up right now to, I need to get some of the graphics completed, but that the whole BitsBeTrippin Shopify site's going to be migrating away from Shopify, and I'm going to have just essentially a normal website, and then the shopping components will be integrated now with the Amazon Influencer program. So you guys know that if you're clicking on stuff, you know, those are affiliate links, and it's a lot more transparent on that. And then I can include other content that I have not been able to include on there when it comes to the shopping side. Again, that's like, you know, you guys can use it for just basic information. You don't have to click on the affiliate links. It's one of those things that if people go through that effort to provide those things for you and you're already purchasing it, you're doing them a solid if you use an affiliate link, but it's not required. And I don't put front ads and back ads in any of my videos. You know, a lot of this stuff I'm doing, you know, for you guys because I enjoy it, and I'm going to be doing it anyways, so might as well talk about it. But just know that there's a lot of folks out there that their whole livelihood is online and being able to generate revenue from that. So you're doing them a solid if you do click on some of their links. The HiveOS, one of probably the most requested, I would say, content that I received between emails, chat suggestions out there is a comprehensive video on HiveOS. Kind of what is it, how does it work, how do I create flight sheets, which are the configurations that you can push down, how can you update BIOSes within it, how do you add new miners. Those are bits and pieces throughout the entire ecosystem where people have done, I would say, good videos out there on it, but they're done in a way that are kind of strung out and they're like 20 minutes, and you kind of get lost in I think the timeline. So the HiveOS video, some of the content, it's going to come in 2 phases. It'll come in to where I'll have a couple rigs here and we'll just go through and install and set up. It's going to be kind of like a long live stream. From that, I will take the key components of doing some of the tasks, like doing a BIOS update or adding a miner. And I'm going to try to get that condensed into like a 4-minute video. I would like to say like a 2-minute video, but I think it's still enough content to put 4 minutes, where it's just clear, concise, instruction style, you know, like it's your go-to. I want to start to try to create some go-to videos that are like 4 minutes long, and then I can co-locate those on the website, so then you know from like an accordion drop down, like I want to build a miner, I want to use HiveOS, click. Give me the 4-minute version of that, right? I think that that does not exist in this ecosystem in a one-stop shop. I want to try to start to move to, you know, move to a place where you guys can have that level of content. And then it kind of sets a standard out there for other folks that are building content on how to formalize. Again, anybody else that looks like they're taken from what I'm doing and trying to make their own content, do it, bro. I have no qualms of anybody that takes any of what the style or how I'm trying to change things. I look for my projection of that is to ensure people have a basic understanding of it, and if I can tackle a subject that hasn't been tackled, I'll take on that challenge. I'll take on that challenge live. From that, if people can get inspired to make their own content and videos, I highly suggest that, because that just makes a much more rich ecosystem. And quite honestly, I learn things from other folks when they do it too, that I'm like, shit, I didn't think about that. It's good, it's healthy, it's how we all learn. So I encourage anybody that's making content out there to do that if you can, and I take no negative sentiment if you're porting effectively the style that I'm doing or whatever. That's cool, so you're good. Some people have asked about the memory tweaker software for AMD. I need to look into it a little more. From my limited research with the AMD tweaker software, it is essentially you keep a BIOS stock, and then it's doing the advanced timing structure the same way the ETH pill was doing for NVIDIA, from my understanding. I need to research it a little more, and then we can go through it if you guys want to see that. That probably won't happen until next week.